Pakistan created the Taliban for 40 years, nurtured them, armed them, gave them billions of dollars, sheltered them, trained them. Now, it is terrified of the very same Taliban. How is it possible for the creator to be afraid of its creation? What happened that the relationship turned from friendship to enmity? This story shows what happens in the end, when a country thinks it can control a paramilitary force. Let's go back to the late 1970s. The Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan. Pakistan saw a golden opportunity. It thought it could turn Afghanistan into its backyard. The ISI, Pakistan's intelligence agency, with the help of the CIA and Saudi Arabia, started training Afghan mujahideen. The goal was simple: defeat the Soviet Union, and it worked. The Soviet Union was defeated and left in 1989. But after the Soviet withdrawal, Afghanistan entered a civil war. Mujahideen groups fought each other. Chaos was everywhere. Pakistan was worried that this instability would spill over to itself, so it decided to create a new group, a group that would be completely under Pakistan's control from the start. They named it the Taliban. In the 1990s, the ISI began gathering students from religious schools in Pakistan. Most of them were Pashtuns. They received military training, weapons, and money. And in 1996, the Taliban captured Kabul and governed. Why did Pakistan do this? There were three main reasons. First, Pakistan wanted to turn Afghanistan into its strategic depth. In a war with India, Pakistan did not want to have two fronts. It wanted Afghanistan to be behind it. The second issue was the Durand Line. This line was drawn by the British in 1893, and Afghanistan never accepted it. Pakistan wanted the Taliban to formalize this line. Third, access to Central Asia. Pakistan wanted to reach the energy resources of Central Asia through Afghanistan. Until 2001, everything was great. The Taliban, Pakistan's puppet, was ruling. Pakistan had full control. But one thing Pakistan did not anticipate: September 11, 2001, the attack on the Twin Towers. America gave Pakistan an ultimatum. It said, "Are you with us, or will you return to the Stone Age?" Pakistan was forced to pretend that it had abandoned the Taliban. But this was a game. The ISI sheltered Taliban leaders in Quetta, provided them with financial assistance, treated them, and slowly reorganized them. 20 years of war by the United States cost billions of dollars and thousands of soldiers. But the Taliban did not disappear because Pakistan was behind them. August 2021, America left Afghanistan. The Taliban recaptured Kabul. Pakistan thought, now that the Taliban are in power again, we can control them again. But this was a major miscalculation. The Taliban were no longer the obedient group of the 90s. The Taliban had fought a 20-year war with global powers. They had gained experience and become independent. Pakistan wanted the Taliban to do a few things. First, fight against the TTP, the Pakistani Taliban. Second, formally recognize the Durand Line. Third, cut off relations with India. The Taliban said no to all of these. The Taliban said, "TTP are our brothers. We will not fight against our brothers." The Taliban said, "The Durand Line is an illegal line drawn by the British. We do not accept it. We want good relations with all countries, including India." What does this mean? It means the Taliban are no longer a puppet of Pakistan. They make their own decisions, they have their own policy, and this is a nightmare for Pakistan. Then tensions rose. Border clashes began. October and November 2025, Afghan and Pakistani forces clashed several times. Dozens were killed. Border crossings were closed. Now Pakistan is afraid of the Taliban. Why? The first reason is the TTP, the Pakistani Taliban. TTP is a militant group in northern Pakistan. It fights the central government. It has thousands of fighters. It carries out suicide attacks. It targets military bases. Now the Afghan Taliban are sheltering the TTP, allowing them to train in Afghanistan, acquire weapons, and mobilize forces. For Pakistan, this means its internal enemy has a safe haven in Afghanistan. Whenever Pakistan puts pressure, the TTP goes to Afghanistan and returns. The second reason is the Pashtun issue. 40 million Pashtuns live in Pakistan, more than the entire population of Afghanistan. These Pashtuns have always felt discriminated against. They think the central government is Punjab-centric. Now the Afghan Taliban, who are Pashtun themselves, are coming to power. If the Taliban start mobilizing the Pashtuns of Pakistan, if they start creating a sense of Pashtun nationalism, Pakistan will fall apart. This is Islamabad's biggest fear, because the breakup of Pakistan means the end of the country that was created in 1947. The third reason, the Durand Line. The Durand Line is a line drawn by the British in 1893 between Afghanistan and British India. After Pakistan's independence, this line became the border between Afghanistan and Pakistan. But Afghanistan never accepted this line. All Afghan governments, from the monarchy to the republic to the Taliban, said this line is illegal. The Taliban hold the same position. They say this is not a formal border. This means Pakistan created the Taliban for 40 years, but the Taliban do not even accept its border. The fourth reason, proximity to India. India is Pakistan's historical enemy. They have had 3 wars. They still have a dispute over Kashmir. Now the Taliban are moving towards India. They have diplomatic relations. India is sending humanitarian aid to Afghanistan. The Taliban welcome this aid. For Pakistan, this is a strategic nightmare. If Afghanistan and India unite, Pakistan will be surrounded on 2 sides. The fifth reason, the loss of control. The most important reason is that the Taliban are no longer a puppet. The Taliban make their own decisions. They have their own foreign policy. They negotiate with other countries on their own. They no longer take orders from Pakistan. For Pakistan, this means 40 years of investment have been wasted, meaning the group they created is now independent and might even turn against them. It's like building a robot, giving it artificial intelligence, and that robot saying, "I'm not listening to orders anymore." Now the question is, what does the future hold? There are 2 main scenarios. The first scenario, full-scale war. If border tensions continue, if the Taliban further support the TTP, if Pakistan decides to carry out a military operation, it might lead to a full-scale war. This war will be catastrophic because both sides have war experience. The Taliban fought a 20-year war with the US. Pakistan has a powerful army. If a war starts, other countries will get involved. India will support Afghanistan. China might support Pakistan. Iran will take a stand. The whole region will be set on fire. The second scenario, negotiation and understanding. The second scenario is that the Taliban and Pakistan sit down for negotiations and reach an agreement. The Taliban might agree to limit the TTP. In return, Pakistan keeps the borders open and provides economic assistance to Afghanistan. This agreement benefits both sides. The Taliban need an economy, and Pakistan needs stability. But the problem is that neither side is willing to back down. The Taliban doesn't want to abandon the TTP. Pakistan doesn't want to question the Durand Line. So the situation remains at a stalemate. Currently, negotiations are underway in Istanbul. Turkey is hosting them. But so far, no concrete results have been achieved. Border clashes continue. Every few days, there are reports that forces from both sides have clashed. Now Pakistan faces a huge dilemma: how to deal with a group it created but no longer controls. The answer to this question will determine the future of the region. What is your opinion? Do you think Pakistan can regain control of the Taliban, or are the Taliban independent forever? If this content was useful to you, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next videos.